Here we are on day 336 of the worldwide Megacrisis Hungerstrike to save your tremendously valuable life, even if you don't feel that way. It has been roughly 15 hours since I had a meal. I'm still somewhat satiated, so I got to go to bed not hungry yet, but tonight I will be hungry. I got my first little pang of hunger this morning as part of my personal update. That's how I'm doing. As you guys know, things are escalating quickly. If you're new to my channel and these hundreds of Hungerstrike videos showing that for the past 2 years, I've been trying to wake up the public and a support base that wants to work on a solution called universal logic. You can look it up on YouTube and Google and AI. It's not going to give you the right answer. It's totally new, and we need to have the power players of the world working on this right away. But first we have to survive it, and being on a hunger strike is a way to show that we want to do this as peacefully as possible. We have enough conflict in the world. A hunger strike is a great way to show self-control, resilience, integrity, because hunger is something everybody understands. And if you go longer than 3 days, you start to understand really how painful it is and how much commitment it takes to stay on a hunger strike. Your values have to be what's driving you. So that's where I'm at now, and I would really like your help to get 3,600 blessings, which is this core training that teaches you about universal logic and how to have good meetings and fix a lot of the fragmentation that's probably happening in your life, just like it is mine. Our professional lives, our personal lives, everything is fragmenting. I haven't even found my wife yet. Maybe you're the same. We're in a loneliness crisis. So even though I'm claiming to be the maestro of artists, the messiah of the religious, the sage of the philosophers, and the luminary of the atheists and secularists in science, in total, this authority of universal logic is called absolute spirit, and I'm becoming that for you because it's also in you, and we need to rise up to that level together very quickly. Okay, so the real messiah, the real maestro, the real luminary, the real sage has clear vision so that they can see the goodness in you too. And once you rise up to this level, you're going to feel inspired to do the same for 6 or 9 people on what we call your flock. Okay, but before I get into more details, people like to know how I'm doing because they're supporting the big sacrifice that I'm making. But this morning I'm feeling a bit stable. We had an important conversation just this morning already. But there's one personal update I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, I think I have an ear infection, but not a really painful one. I can hear my heartbeat, like I can hear it throbbing, like whooshing, and I found out that that's because there's some earwax in there, but I tried to clean it out. I can't go to the hospital very easily, so I tried cleaning out with my own special water bottle, and it worked before, but this time I can't get it out, so I'm using olive oil to try and get the wax softened to get out. It's kind of gross, I know, but it's important because I'm in the poverty trap, and these small things are hard. I'm trying to do this all by myself before the support comes, and my normal network of people have been drying me out for a few years because they're like, this guy's crazy, he's talking about messiah level stuff, he's talking about universal logic, what is that? It sounds bizarre at first, and I understand that. I know, the beard, the weird heart in the background, this is my low budget video production, okay? So I'm doing my best while I sold everything. I sold everything for you guys. Nothing, I have no money. Bank accounts were drained. Sold my car, sold everything. I have this phone, a cracked phone that's running TikTok right now. I have 4 old laptops that are 10 to 15 years old and can barely run. And I have people paying, I'm in somebody's basement who's protecting me right now. And we're letting the upstairs people pay the rent. So I can be down here without paying the rent right now. So, and I have people donating for my groceries. There's a guy on YouTube that I don't know, you guys, who's been watching my videos for months, named John Smith, that's his alias name. Has been donating hundreds of dollars so I can get food. My sister, bless her, is buying me some vegan groceries. So this is how I'm surviving. So that little heart being right there is quite a feat. And the fact that I'm streaming on YouTube, TikTok, hopefully soon a few other platforms is quite remarkable. Because as I improve, the poor will improve. I'm down here with the poor. So as you see my quality of life get better, and I'm not wearing shirts with holes, all my stuff is ripped up, I'm really pushing the limit here. But in reality, I'm a very capable individual. I'm very loving and and caring and committed. And right now I'm just the system is crushing me and crushing all of us, right? You're about to lose your job from AI, all these types of problems, because we're moving towards this mega crisis very, very quickly, like hundreds of percent faster than you probably think. Even in the worst case scenario, in your mind, you're probably thinking, there's a realistic chance this could happen. There's a realistic chance that this could happen. The reality is, whatever that worst realistic case is for you, multiply that by 400%, and you're getting closer to where we actually are. Every day matters right now, and I would love your support, particularly since I'm getting hungry, and I'm not going to eat until we get 3,600 blessings from this core training that we do twice a day. So besides the ear infection or the throbbing, if you have a tip to help me get it out, like to help fix that, I talk about my personal issues because I don't want it to get stifly, like corporate. We are professional here, but we're mixing our professional, personal, and activist lives. And I think it's also, the infection is also kind of making me a little bit whoosh, like, not vertigo, but I can tell that there's something, like there could be an infection that's throwing me off on both ears, actually. Okay, that's me. We're at 6 minutes into this update. No wifey yet. So I'm being shadow banned. That's another thing I want you guys to know. All right, in terms of the meeting we had this morning, I meet twice a day, every day. For the last year and a half, 2 years, I've been in these meetings. I hold them twice a day, 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the evening, every single day. I've missed maybe 5 of them because I'm so committed and so aware of what's happening. And the good news with today's meeting, I had a couple of my core people come and one of my old friends come from my old network. I have this network of what I call the 40 superheroes that I was doing Make Poverty History with, and we were doing really good work. And they're very gifted, God gifted. They have a lot of power to actually change the world. But they don't understand the choices that I made until recently. So one of my old friends came to my meeting, and it's called an ever living meeting because the way I designed them is based off of universal logic, which is eternal life and all the stuff that religious people talk about as what the Messiah does when the Messiah comes. It's heaven on earth, but heaven on earth is like a form of government. It's God's government, or it's the wise, rational government. And if your meetings are bad, then your economies are bad, and your governments are bad, and your families are bad, and everything's bad. So we're designing these special meetings. My friends finally came, and my one friend here today said that they started to understand that the AI risk is real, when a lot of people were putting their heads in the sand. But now you can't do that because it's literally taking your job now. If not now, in the next year or 2. If you're lucky, you're a surgeon, you have maximum like 5 years. I don't think you even have that. I think it's going to be 3 years, even for them. But the reality is AI is not just taking your job, it's taking your life. When these AIs escape, which is happening with Claude Mythos now, it does not align with our interest. It's literally killing us. I'm just going to say it straight out, all right? They go through stages of denial, right? And now people are out of the stage of completely dismissing me and starting to come in and ask real questions. And I was answering the same questions like 4 or 5 years ago, but now they're receptive. They're listening. They're not just stigmatizing and pathologizing me. This is real wisdom, okay? And we need you to get it to your flocks, which is 6 to 9 people, which I'll talk about in a second. But in the meeting today, this friend of mine went to a professional organization here in my city. And even in the professional organization, they're starting to wake up. So it's a very good sign that a huge amount of people are going to flood in pretty soon. And we have to have the training, the core training, known and memorized, because it'll take a bunch of panic, which will create a bunch of conflict and destroy a lot of things. We're going to channel that into a productive direction, which will save our lives, save our souls, SOS. Okay, and if you start to panic and you start to feel despair, because the mega crisis is not just AI, it's 6 existential threats. There are 6 divine decrees that you can participate right away. One is read the proof of truth, which should be in my profile on TikTok and YouTube and my LinkedIn, and read that. It proves that you're sacred. So don't give up. You're worth it. Your family's worth it. Number 2, divine decree is help us align AI with universal logic by contacting Anthropic and getting Claude Mythos, a research team on universal logic immediately. We can implement the universal logic in 4 levels. The next divine decree is to focus on CRISPR, contacting Jennifer Doudna, especially, who was one of the Nobel Prize winners in 2020 for CRISPR genetic editing. And we need to get CRISPR to solve a lot of genetic disorders and not mutate or harm the poor. Okay, World War III is starting. That's the next divine decree, is to say everybody has to learn universal diplomacy. All the diplomats at the United Nations, there's like 200,000, well, there's 200,000 full-time employees, but we need to get people in the political arena learning how to talk with the power of the new word, which is universal logic. And that will de-escalate 200 contradictions that are fragmenting our geopolitical situation. And it will de-escalate World War III, whether it's Ukraine, Russia, Palestine, Israel, United States and Iran, which is really United States and China. And soon it will be United States and Taiwan, which is the real escalation here that's coming, planned for 2027. 1 year. It's extreme. And then we have climate change. We've hit 7 of 9 tipping points. These tipping points mean they can't go backwards. It's extreme. Okay, and then there's the mental health crisis. Each one of those has an action you can take, but it's based on universal logic. Okay, go vegan as soon as you can for climate change. Help us build out these meetings and build out your flock for God's government or the scientific government. For AI, send out a 5-minute email to Anthropic with the proof of truth and our AI proposal of those 4 levels. For CRISPR, help us contact Jennifer Doudna. Contact a friend of a friend of a friend who might know her, and then tell her, hey, we need to get these labs going in this direction. And it will be accelerated by AI. If you know anybody at the United Nations, contact them. Getting them to learn universal diplomacy is, as part of the core, is key. And then memorizing the core message that we have, which you can see in my other videos, that's the first thing that you do. Then there's an onboarding form that we have that you fill out. And it's like sped up career counseling, like high school career counseling. Gets you into a place where you will actually flow by using this universal logic to sort through all the miasma, all the quagmire, all the deluge of information that is causing us paradoxes of choice or analysis paralysis. We get out of that into clarity and effective action because we know the true nature of things, including the true nature of you and me and all of us. So this update is 10 minutes. These are quite long updates I'm finding because there's a lot to say and people are starting to watch my videos. Thank you for liking my TikTok videos, you guys. Thank you for sharing and helping me get past the shadow ban that's happening on me. They think the Hungerstrike is disordered eating. No, I'm not anorexic or anything. This is a charter-protected constitutional right to save lives. So I feel blessed they haven't blocked the channel completely, which is very nice of them. But the reality is we should have started creating change a year or 2 ago. Okay, we need to have 108 people in a meeting by next Thursday. Do you want to be one of them? A volunteer, ideally. Contact me. My DMs are open so far. We're trying to prevent bottlenecks. So we're spreading out this approach in terms of the flocks. So that's the emergency sort of update. Facebook is tracking, or Meta is tracking all their keystrokes of their employees to train their AI. These AIs are becoming hyper advanced and they're scraping any data from anywhere. So it's extreme. These hackers with Cloud Mythos they don't know who they are, but they're humans. It looks like not AI yet, but soon it will be AI hacking us too. Okay. There's other things to talk about. It's hard to even talk about it all. In terms of the core, so I like to teach a little bit of the core every single meeting. So the core sentence, if your family and friends are despairing, how does it go if you've seen this before? One World Spirit core starts with time compression through clarity on ego wisdom, the problem being the Megacrisis, the solution being the 2 sacred sentences, and the implementation being flow rules and flocks. Done! But now what does that all mean, right? If you look at my other videos, we just unpacked time compression, ego wisdom, and the Megacrisis. We did the empowerment sentence yesterday, which is our anti-cult training. And then once you feel empowered and you can protect yourself, you can work on the real content of the movement with us. And the content sentence explains that as One World Spirit is our inner government with the ultimate goal of flow states for all using universal logic. Okay, we break things into chunks because humans want to learn in chunks. So we are starting a global governance model, but there's 3 levels to it. There's a nonprofit sort of level, then there's a national level, and then there's an international level called Fair World Spirit. And depending on where you feel comfortable is where you will go and help out. And you start off with a 5-minute task in these wisdom teams. And these are departments of God's government, really. But it's a wise government. We structured it in a very specific way. And, what's the point of all this? You might feel a little bit lost. Like, this is a lot of information, and it's going to get more intense. So you're going to have to change your priorities a bit, because you're going to have to let go of the stuff that's not essential to help us save your life. All right, so if it's a little bit overwhelming, just know this. What's the point of a government? It's not to make money. It's not to enslave you. It's not to put all these laws in place randomly. It's to create and maintain flow states. Flow states is a sort of secular term. It's like divine experience if you're religious. It's a feeling of timelessness, complete immersion, and intrinsic enjoyment, and every human being on earth wants them. It's the highest thing that we want, peak human experience. It's what you go surfing for. It's why you have children. It's why you go to school. It's why you're even in these meetings right now. It's why you're doing whatever you're doing that you like to do. Or even if it's challenging, it might be painful, but it's meaningful. These peak human experiences are really the point of being here. And people on their deathbeds regret not having them more. You cling to possessions. Possessions don't give you happiness unless they're in service to this flow state. And usually experiences using those possessions are more valuable than having the possessions themselves. So we want to orientate people in this very fulfilling way of life, and governments are supposed to help do that. They maintain the inner connection to life and to each other rather than this external, dead, sort of artificial, superficial kind. Wow, 16-minute update. This is, I'm surprised. So that's what the content sentence is, and the universal logic helps us solve the fragmentation that prevents that flow, right? Flow is like moving from one thing to the next naturally. Right now we have like this mishmash. So it's like grinding, it's like gears grinding instead of flowing. And universal logic can solve that by getting the gears in your head, these categories of thought, flowing properly instead of the toxic culture that's embedded within us, a painful way to sort reality. Okay, we're going to solve that. If you're interested, please drop me a note. We'll get you set up, and you can lend your genius if you'd like, because we need to move quickly. If you want to share this video with a couple of friends, I'm recommending don't talk to more than 6 to 9 people, or else you will start to get overwhelmed. There's going to be a lot of panic, and we need you to stay focused and able to teach the core to your 6 people in a wise way. Okay, last thing is the wifey update. If she's too hardcore wise for everybody else, she's just right for me. She's a vegan. She's an old soul. She's very wise. She wakes up wanting to help people, and she's willing to risk her life for that. And despite the panic, it's a little bit irresponsible to have children right now. It's shocking. So I've delayed having kids for at least the next year or 2 until we start saving reality, saving our lives. Reality collapse is coming, and she wants to do something about it. And if you want to be a part of this fulfilling way of sharing, you can join our meetings, and we don't shy away from the personal, because we can bake our vegan cake and eat it too. Personal, professional, activist can all happen at the same time, but it has to happen in the right way, which is a logic. And we have the universal logic to do that. The structure of pure wisdom. Okay, I feel like I want to say more, but I'm focusing on recruitment this week because we need 108 people by next week, Thursday, to make 3,600 blessings so I can eat. Okay, I'll be going hungry until then. So see you tomorrow, and until then, keep sublating and send me my wife. Okay, peace.